y'all. This is Christine Dean, your favorite DFW Networking Diva, broadcasting live because I always have something I want to share, whether it's the entrepreneurial space, whether it's sales, marketing, networking. I'm all about connecting you to who you want to know. And you definitely want to meet today's guest. Today's guest is Robert Duran. Hello, welcome.
Hey, what's up, DFW Networking Diva?
So excited to have you here because you are in my space. I'm telling you, anybody that loves networking like I do is my kind of people. So I had to bring you on so we could talk a little bit more about what you're up to and what you do, because everybody has just a little bit different twist on networking. And there's many right answers and many different ways to do things. So I've associated with a lot of different groups, but you've got your own group, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm the owner and founder of the BNG Networking Group here, mainly here in Austin, but we have grown to Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, and outside of the area as well.
Oh, are we taking over Texas? Because we like Texas stuff. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I mean barbecue, Whataburger, Big Red. Yeah, that's part of the group. No, I'm playing.
I was saying, he's a member, isn't he? Big
Yeah.
Tex.
Yes.
I figured that's how that worked. Well, so tell us a little bit about the background with this group. How did this come about?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be in your space.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
We work really hard as entrepreneurs to create an atmosphere, a lot of time, money, energy. So
Mhm.
I'm tapping into something that's your baby and that you've put a lot of amount of energy to. So thank you so much for that.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
Yeah, so networking, I mean, I've been in the relationship marketing space for a long time, right? There's direct marketing, there's digital marketing, and then there's relationship marketing. So relationship is, like a BNI, chambers, all that good stuff. I believe it was about 10 years ago, started this type of networking, and I just can't get out of it. It's freaking awesome. Um, yeah, so it's been about 10 years already.
Wow. Yeah, no, I understand it. It's different when you do business with relationships as your goal. It's a different kind of business. It
Absolutely.
really is.
Absolutely. And I've learned a lot. I remember the first time I did a 60-second pitch, I almost passed out. I'm serious. I blanked out and I like literally was like, but
Oh,
you
you're not
learn.
the only one. You've seen the people whether it's their first time there, and there's people that have been wanting to do networking, but they're like, I don't know how it works. What's it about? I mean, it makes them nervous. My background is communications. So when
Mm,
I found out about this thing called networking, I was like, oh, well, where have you been all my life? Right. And I was like, instant, duck to water thing. And I just loved it. But that is not the background for most people. Most people aren't walking in with a communications degree to back them up. Right. So,
yeah,
little intimidating.
I don't have a degree in that. Mine's the hard knock life. Just I've been a salesman since I was a kid, and selling. Uh, I would sell Little Debbie's at my school. Sell Mexican candies. I remember being like 10, 8 years old, around there, just selling. Um, what else? Bootleg movies back in the day when you would connect both
You
VCRs.
got your hustle on from a
Oh
young
yeah,
age. I love it.
always. So it's always been a part of me, but relationship marketing was a whole other type of style that I wasn't used to. So I didn't know what one-on-ones were supposed to be like. I didn't necessarily have my pitch. Didn't know exactly how to, you know, have the relationship, but also make money as well.
Mhm.
So through my trials and errors, I say, you know what, based on what I've learned, and then adding on the Grant Cardone program for myself, it really gave me more clarity on really how to maximize this style of relationship marketing. So that's where it kind of started, with the networking group, and it's evolved since then.
Well, so Robert, tell us a little bit more about that because those that don't know who that is, talk to them about Grant and what that's all about.
Yeah. So um, a little side story on that. So after 4.5 years of networking in this style, I came back from a happy hour event, a networking event, exhausted. And my wife came up to me and she said, Robert, are you having an affair? Are you cheating on me? And I was like, just total caught off guard. Like, what do you mean? She's like, well, Robert, you go to these networking events, you invest a lot of time, you have these one-on-ones with random strangers, you're texting these random women, um, but at the end of the day, it's not converting into money. Like, it's not adding up. How are you doing all this stuff, talking to people and all that, but the bank account isn't showing anything? Are you having an affair? And that's when I really, looked in the mirror and I said, wow, I'm actually an honest guy. I'm really thinking I'm doing right, but she's right. It's not converting. So by then, I had already developed a routine, prayer, meditation, and motivation videos on YouTube. But Grant would sporadically come in. And as I followed more Grant Cardone, who's the number one sales trainer in the world, right? Number one business conference, 10X in the world, training top companies like Google, Microsoft. I mean, you're talking about the number one. I said, you know what? If I want to master this thing called sales, I need to learn from the best. So I invested money learning and training with the Grant Cardone team. And because of what was happening for me, increasing sales and knowing how to spot little areas, I decided to become a Grant Cardone business coach for Grant Cardone. So, because of my experience in the networking space and also learning from the number one sales trainer, I've been able to incorporate that with the members in our group. So that's kind of how it all started and how it evolved. It was originally because of me, my failures, and I invested in myself, and that's how it just kind of evolved from there.
That's a great backstory because a lot of times that's where we learn, right? We see something, it's not working. And sometimes we need someone on the outside to come in and shake us up and ask questions like, is this really? And we see that with a lot of business owners. Are you putting your time and efforts and energy into something that's giving you the payback that you're looking for on that, right? You're investing, but what are you getting out of it? Where do we need to fine tune in order to get what we're looking for? And a lot of times as business owners, right, we don't stop and ask ourselves. We get caught in the rat race of continuing to do, thinking that doing is going to naturally bring the results we're looking for.
Right. And that's something that Grant Cardone gave me so much clarity in. So for 2022, I was ranked the top Grant Cardone licensee, um, out of the company. There's 300 of us in the world. So, to have that, where I started to now has really just it's just really helped me in everything that I do. So
Wow, congratulations. That's quite an honor.
it is. I didn't expect it. You just keep doing, and then like like the last 2 weeks of December, they were announcing, like the top performers and all that stuff, and I'm just there watching. All of a sudden, boom, my face comes out, and I'm just like,
You're like, whoop.
what? Yeah, it was crazy. I'm just like, whoa. And as well, one recognition, it helped me like, okay, I'm doing something right. But Grant sent me the full Grant Cardone curriculum, which is normally we offer like a digital version. He sent me the book set. That's a $25,000 book set. So I have them there at my house, and it's my trophy, I guess you can say.
It's a big trophy. I love it. And it's a functional trophy. That's even better.
Yes, yes. They're heavy. They look like lawyer books. They're like this thick, but
Wow.
it has every single process, every single objection, every single follow up, and that's what we do. We master the sales process, because once you master it, you'll never be broke. You'll always have money, and you can teach your organization how to do the same.
And that's a great point. A lot of times people will look at networking as a standalone. All I do is network. I network. Well, you can go from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting and never make any money. right? If you don't have some of those sales skills tossed in there, you can't sell the person in front of you, which isn't your goal. But if they want something, you can't even do it. And if they refer you to someone else who might want your services, and you can't close that deal either, you're just going from person to person and having no results whatsoever.
Absolutely. And I see that so much. Like, you know, I know because I already lived it.
Mhm.
But I run into a lot of people that are just getting started, or they've been stuck there in a while, and I ask them how are they doing, and they're like, great. But you can see by the actions and the way they respond to things, I'm like, this person is not getting what they want. So in the BNG networking group, we strive to give those trainings um, as part of the membership, so that way they don't struggle the same way we did. So that's just um, a little separation, because like one-on-ones are great, but they don't have to last an hour,
Right.
right? So if you do an hour and you're meeting up with 5 different people a week, that's 5 hours. And one-on-ones are not technically a money-making activity. A one-on-one is part of the process, but it's not going to make you money because you're not there to set up a presentation. So if you can cut it down, ask the right questions, still build the relationship, guess what? Now you have an extra 30 minutes more to your day. What can you do with those 30 minutes?
Mhm.
And if you know how to ask the right questions, you can get their like here in the BNG, we teach FROG PR, an acronym. FROG is for family, right? The F is for family. So, hey, how are you doing? How big is your family? How long you been married? How old are the kids, right? Just very straight to the point. Second one is recreational. What do you do for fun? What are your hobbies? Right? Learn a little bit. Like I love the 80s. We're actually the inventors of National Retro Day, which is February 27th.
I
Serious,
love
look
it.
it up. It's an international holiday. Hard Rock Cafe, all these big companies celebrate, NFL, all that stuff. Recreational. The next one is organization. Tell me more about your company. And this is where we get a little bit more. What services? What are your niches? What do you do? Right? And then the G is the goals. What is your goal with being a part of this group? What are your goals for the next 12 months? What are you trying to accomplish? Right? So you're doing all this, and like I'm saying all this, it's like, damn. So 15 minutes for you, 15 minutes for me. And then the PR is the power team. Who are you looking for that can help you grow your business? What industries? Well, I need a realtor. I need a CPA. Great. I'm going to connect you with them right now. And
Mhm.
I have dedicated scripts already that I share with the organization where they can literally copy and paste and just put their name and their company and send really fast. And then the R is the referral. Who can I connect you with? Be specific. Well, I'm looking for a roofer in Round Rock, Texas that has 1 to 3 employees and that's been around for over 2 years. Okay, what else? I'm looking for a plumber. I know a plumber, and I'm just going to send just a very general and see if it interests. I'm going to connect them on a 3-way text. And I have a
Mhm.
script where it's intentional, but it's very like it's not placing them in stone like, hey, you're going to buy from this person. It's kind of like, hey, just wanted to connect you guys. He is looking for someone. He's helped a lot of people in your industry. Just want to connect. Maybe it's of interest to you.
Mhm.
Right. So it's stuff like that we're able to accomplish way more. Something's coming out of it versus how's your dog? How long has you been living there? Go UT. And like before you know it, a whole hour's passed and you're still talking about the past and nothing happens. And that's where most people are stuck. They don't know what to do. All we
You
did was
give them a
compress it.
nice motivational flow. I'm loving the frog method.
Yes, yes. Frog PR is the one of the best acronyms, and you'll only find it here at the BNG. And if you are using something like that, obviously you copied it from me. So I'm just saying.
There it is. Well, so if we combine networking with the sales techniques that you've got, now we're going to see another level of success that you might not be seeing otherwise. So that's something special about your network. And you told us a little bit about how it came about. Is there anything else about your network that just makes you say this is the best? And there's many right answers to that.
There's many right answers. So every group is different. Like
Mhm.
if you're a 2Xer, there's 2Xer groups, right? If you're a woman and you just want to network with women, there's women groups, right? You got to find one that fits you. Our culture, the BNG culture, this is the 10X, by the way. We throw the 10X. is
Oh, we're
very
throwing gang signs now. All
right,
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 got it.
yeah, 10x. This is a multi 8-figure brand, but if you're looking for that straight to the point, make money lifestyle, be successful in every aspect of your life, not just in business, no,
Mhm.
relationship, communal, recreational, spiritual, right? If you're looking for that and you want to learn how to compress time, then absolutely. So in the networking space, everyone has like their cores and their principles. There's 7 key principles that separate the group. Because again, I don't want for business owners to be successful just in business. Because if you're making money, but you lost your wife, you just stop paying attention to her and you got a divorce, then is that really success?
Right.
So the first one is teamwork, work as a team. We leverage off each other's strengths, networks, talents, time zones, cultures, genders, right? People don't want to do business with me because I'm Hispanic. I can't control that. People won't want to do business because I'm a male or because I'm from Texas. But if we work as a team, then it'll be like, you know what? I don't know about Robert, but because you're associated with this person, then yeah. And that's the truth. That's it sounds bad. People are like, oh my God, but it's the truth. So work as a team. We work better. Our minds think different. Number 2 is the 100% philosophy. So by the end of the day, we say, did you leave any fuel in the tank? Like there shouldn't be any fuel in the tank. We're here, you and I, it's just us two and everyone watching, but we're going all in 100%. I don't want to be just calm, like, hey, how you doing? Great. No, you see the energy that I'm putting in, right? So 100% philosophy, whether it's a one-on-one, whether you're cleaning your toilet, make that the cleanest damn toilet.
All in, right?
Yeah, make
It's
it
an all-in philosophy.
all
If you're
in.
gonna do it, don't do it halfway. You're just wasting your time then.
No,
Do it.
when
Do
you
it
go to the
fully,
restroom,
embrace it.
you want to hear because it's so squeaky clean. Damn.
There it is.
um, number 3 is health. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of business owners that say that they don't have time for health. And this is something that I ran into with one of the companies that I used to promote more. It's still part of our network, but a lot of business owners wouldn't care too much about health. They're like, oh, another one of those health companies and stuff. But in reality, if you lost your health today, how does that affect everything that you work for? So we attract a lot of health professionals. If you're a health professional, a personal trainer, you sell vitamins, you offer these beamers and water alkaline, we want you there. We want to
Mhm.
hear you because we're only getting older. How can you show us to slow down the effects of aging so we can really maximize, the time that we're here? So
Yeah, none
that
of us are getting younger.
no, no, we're
So
slowly.
things that we can do to help promote our health is a plus. So like you said, some networking groups or anti-MLM concepts it's about what you bring to the table, right?
100%.
And if
Yeah.
you're all about health and you've got health tools that you're selling, go for it.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of, and again, every group is different.
Mhm.
MLMs. There's some people because they don't know how to sell, and that's why I'm telling you guys.
Mhm.
They could get a bad name on that.
Right.
But MLM, certain companies, legitimate companies, they offer good product, and they're making money, and they're in the billions. You think of the Amway Convention Center in Miami, Amway, right? We all heard of Amway, the convention center, right? Where the Miami Heat play. So it kind of tells you, hey, they're making money. It's legitimate.
Mhm.
Number 4 is, let's see, it's charity. So we have a charity account. Number 5 is
Okay,
having,
now you can't just skip the charity thing. I'm sorry. I'm a nonprofit leader myself, so I'm
there you
going to
go.
come back and make you
Boom.
elaborate a little bit
There
more
you
on that.
go.
Go for it, Robert.
Awesome. Yeah. So we're looking for more nonprofits. We need more nonprofits because at the end of the day, we didn't choose to be born here. Most of us are here in the States. Like we didn't choose that. We're blessed to be here. So we have a responsibility to help others, right? Or the less fortunate, right? So yeah, absolutely. We're looking, if you are a nonprofit or represent a nonprofit or even want to start a nonprofit, this is a really good group because that's one of the principles. right? So what you're telling me is, yeah, hey, you run a nonprofit, then we need to talk and see what we can create from it.
Absolutely. I play a lot in the veteran space. I'm not a
Mm,
veteran. My son is. He just got out. He did 6 years in the Air Force. Family of veterans. We've got the discharge papers from the Civil War. So we go way back. So that's the space that I like to play in for nonprofits, and also
absolutely.
involved with the Veterans Ranch, the DFW Veterans Chamber of Commerce. So
There you go.
that's kind of my space. So when you say nonprofits, I go, what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's veterans have it pretty rough. Like they saw things, and I'm a huge history buff. I like watching history, and I'm just like, wow, if I was born in that era, you know, seeing those things, and it's just crazy. So coming back to the civilization, it's hard to process it. They need
Transitioning
help.
back into what the rest of the world experiences as normal, right? So,
Absolutely,
yeah, that's
absolutely.
my space. So, a networking group that encourages nonprofits to come play. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. So one of my passions is homelessness.
Hmm.
It's one of those things that, are they capable of being whatever they want? Yes. Like, y- you can be a millionaire, you can have financial freedom despite your past. But there's just some people that just need help, whether it's just a little push and a lift, or maybe just they're going to be dependent. But we shouldn't judge on that, and that's our seventh principle. We'll talk about, but there is a combination on that.
Well, and
um
homelessness, really, if you think about it, if you lost your next paycheck or your next two paychecks, could you still pay your mortgage and your rent?
yeah. What,
That's how close a lot of people are to homelessness. So it's not just
70s.
isn't something that just happens to other people. It happens.
Yeah, so around, and this is all, I learned this from Grant Cardone, and I train with the organization 3 times a week, plus we do other trainings. But 76% of Americans, which is what, we're not third war like Mexico, like we have a stronger economy. 76% of Americans are living paycheck to
Mhm.
paycheck. So that means those of you that are watching right now, one of you is okay. The three of you that are watching here out of the four are a paycheck to paycheck, right? And that's one of the things that we teach in our trainings. Is that one is part of the Grant Cardone How to Become a Millionaire, right? And we talk about the facts. 65% of children are on government assistance programs. 65%,
Mhm.
right? So we're not better than anybody, right? So, but yeah, it's a charity. We also have a component, cash flow component, that really separates the group. So we do offer $200 per referral. So as you're networking, you run into someone. Hey, guess what? You can earn an extra $200. So there's two ways to join: the traditional, right? Very similar to like a BNI and stuff. And then there's a hybrid side as well. And that one is for those people that like the network marketing style, because
Mhm.
we have a component where we combined it, where you can join the group, and every time a person joins, you can earn royalties from that, right?
Okay.
um,
Right.
so we have two ways, because originally when we started, it was just that way. But again, not everyone's fond of that. People are not open, or maybe they have a bad taste. So it's like, okay, which way do you prefer? Some people are in love with this one. They're like, oh my God, I can't live without it. And then there's other, like, actually, I don't really care, I just want to connect with more people. Then join this one, right? So we've been able to get both parties together, which is pretty cool. It's like getting the Republicans and Democrats together. What?
To agree on something
What?
unheard of.
What is going on? Robert Duran, right? Right to 2024. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, there
Um,
we go. More gang signals.
that's funny. Um, so yeah, that one. Some people are like, "Well, what's going on?" It's cash flow, guys. There's so many ways to do cash flow. Netflix is cash flow. You own real estate, that's cash flow. You download an application that's costing you $2.99, that's cash flow. Herbalife is cash flow. It's just a matter of you actually liking it and making money. Because if you're not making money, you're not going to like it.
Right. Well, and multiple streams of income. That is the difference between, you know, rich and not rich.
There you go. There you go. And
And if you weren't brought up with that as a concept, as a given, like, of course you're going to have multiple streams of income. Here, let me start off with giving you this, whatever it is I've now passed on an inheritance, so that you have something to start with, right? Not everybody started that way, right? So you
absolutely.
got to think outside the box. The idea of getting up, working for someone else every day, and just collecting your paycheck and going home. We're in a different kind of society now.
100%. So I'm glad that you're open to that. People that are not, that's cool. Like, again, there's no one way to make money, but it's a lot easier when you have cash flow. And what does Grant say? He teaches us cash is trash, cash flow is king. Right. So
There you
finding
go.
ways to bring cash flow, all cash flow. So we teach
Well,
this
and
in the organization
yeah. Well,
because
and we've come up with a subscription society now, right? Everything's a subscription. So residual income off of something is kind of a common concept today if you think from the other side of it, right? Rather
absolutely.
than you just paying the subscriptions. Well, what if you made money on a subscription type service?
Absolutely.
Ah,
Absolutely. So in the networking space, we teach all this because if we can teach our members about finance and money and the facts of millionaire, what they know, then what happens is the abundance mentality comes out. They start to think bigger. They start
mhm.
to want more and want to accomplish more. So how does that help the members? How does that help the organization grow? Versus, I'm just going to stick with this, play it safe, scarcity mode. That nobody
Mhm.
wins from that. I would buy it, but it's a little bit more. But if we teach them, hey, if you want it, you deserve it, you work for it, just pay it if it's going to help you get further, and if it's a tax write-off, right? Don't buy anything unless you could write it off. We teach all this. So the quality of people that we bring, or the quality of people that we, or the culture, is really turning heads, because they're like, damn, these guys are more aggressive, they get more stuff done, they're teaching us things. Why wouldn't I join that one too? Or just, well, I always recommend join as many as you can. You want to be omnipresent, but give the BNG a shot, right?
Well, and
Um,
it's not where you are when you join, but it's where you can go once you've joined. The
yeah, I mean,
opportunity to upskill.
absolutely. Always reach up. So
Mhm.
I reached up when I joined the Grant Cardone because he's up there. So I'm always looking up and learning, and I'm reaching
Mhm.
up versus reaching down, because you've already passed that level. Right? Or the people that you're surrounded by, you can't really learn too much from them because you're in the same level. So who can you surround yourself that's up here, so that way you can eventually be up there as well?
And it
Um,
sounds like there's opportunities for maybe some mentorship within the groups, as you get to know other people that are where you want to be, to kind of help you with that hand
oh
up.
yeah, yeah, and we're partnered up. Well, let me finish these two, and then I'll show you the partner ups, because there's so much stuff.
Tell us more, Robert. Tell us more.
Tell me more, tell me more. Right?
That's right.
That's some grease lightning. Um, so let's see. Number six is having fun. So we're known for the Austin world famous business mixer. We have that June 27th, and we target two categories: B2B and real estate. That's it. So there's margarita. We spoil our guests with oysters and ceviche and margaritas and beer and wine. Oh my! And we have that on that one's in June 27th. Let's see. Having fun, we're partnered up with the Havana Boys Club. So every Tuesday of the month, we have cigar whiskey events, right? So, right, yeah, yeah. I mean, it just brings another mentality, another class. Right now, if you're in the Dallas area, if you're interested, comment. But we're having, through the Havana Boys Club, we're a partner of that. There's going to be over 100 business owners in the Dallas area, right? So again, it's having fun and still networking. Our
Well,
tag.
when's that event, Robert?
That one's happening today. I would have to check
Oh,
the
it's
time.
today.
It's today.
Oh,
It's today. And if you are interested, I'm not sure of the time. I know normally here in Austin, ours is at 6:30. But because they have 100 people, they might be starting a little sooner. But if you are interested, if you can, just email me or text me, and I'll send you that information. So having fun. The tagline of the BNG is networking is in our DNA, right? So, I mean, I can't remove my DNA. It's a part of me. So networking is part of my DNA. Like, that's just the way it is. Anything that I do, I could go to church, I'm networking.
You can't help yourself, right? If it is part of your DNA, wherever you go and you see an opportunity to get to know somebody, you see a need that you can fulfill, that you can help, that you can connect, you can't stop yourself. You just
100%.
it's inevitable.
100%. And then the last one is something that we added, the last principle. So again, it's teamwork, 100% philosophy, health, um, multi cash flow, charity, fun, and number seventh. It's not a coincidence that it's number seven, is spiritual.
Mhm.
So that's something that as a business owner, um, we need a good foundation because there's a lot of temptation. There's a lot of things that happen as a business owner that are not fair, and just having a good core. Now we're not doing the Our Father in our meetings, but we understand that having a good spiritual, whether it's faith, meditation, mindfulness, just having that as part of your daily routine really can set a ground and a good foundation to hold you accountable, right? There's laws that we can do. So number seven is one of those that I'm very big. I'll invite people to my church. Actually, Shane just invited me to invite it. I guess he's preaching. He's like, hey, do you want to stop by Georgetown? Let's see, 505 West University, Georgetown. From let's see, it doesn't have the time. I think it's 3 to 5, right? So that right there, despite all the money and the selling and the having fun and the drinks, it really comes down to one thing, and that is, putting God first. So we attract that. And,
Mhm.
and if it's something that doesn't attract someone, there's a lot of other groups. There's not one way to do something. That those are our principles.
No, I love the fact that you bring that to the forefront, because as long as you're upfront and honest, then people can pick and choose what's a good fit for them. And one of the things I love about being in the South, about being in Texas, is people are loud and proud about where they stand. Yep, you don't have to wonder, and that's not something that you see everywhere. I've done Mary Kay, the MLMs, right? As pretty girls. So when you do that, you kind of get into that culture. And when I joined, I was actually in California, and when they wanted to pray at a meeting, I was like, "Oh, I've never seen that done at any kind of business meeting in California. What the heck?" Right? But to be in a networking group in Texas and somebody's passed away and we want to ask for a moment of silence or somebody to say a few words, it's not unusual. Right? The
Yeah,
fact that we accept that there is a spiritual side and that's accepted within our business culture, within our networking culture, I really enjoy that. I like the upfront and honesty and just that building the culture so you can be with the people that you want to be with,
100%. Yeah,
right? Your
it's
kind of community.
yeah, and there was a hesitation for a while. We started off with six, um, but as you evolve, as you grow, as you I guess for me, and this is all like side note outside, but I grew up wanting to have everyone like me. Like I thought that's how you would do it, especially in the networking. I tried to fit in, I tried to buy stuff, even though things I didn't want. I just wanted for them to like me. And what I've learned, not just, through my church and with Grant and growing, it's just be you, don't hurt anybody, and just be authentic and be transparent. Don't have any hidden agenda. And people that should be in your life will eventually come. People that are not, they'll gravitate to somewhere else, or somehow, some way, they'll either come later. Like there's just so much. Just be you.
Mhm,
And you said it perfect, loud and proud. And people that agree to that, they're just going to gravitate.
mhm.
And that's it. Don't try to change for anybody. So,
If you are authentically you, you will draw your tribe towards you,
100%.
and they will come because of who you are. And if they're not attracted to that, then they're not your tribe, and they're not people you want to be hanging out with anyway.
Right. I mean, I've had people that we disagree on certain things, but they still have had huge impacts in bringing me business or connecting me. So,
Mhm.
um, I like we don't spend as much time,
Right.
but we still respect each other, and that's what it's
Absolutely. You
all
can
about.
work with diversity, but they're probably not going to be the people you invite over for dinner on to hang out with you and your spouse on Saturday night.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're a Cowboys fan and you're a Texans fan, I mean, you could only go so far, right? I mean, you're going to stick with your tribe. So, right? If
You
you're a
don't like
Cowboys,
barbecue, that's it. You're out.
that's it. If you're a vegan, you're not going to come to the barbecue event. I get it. Um, so yeah,
Yep.
those are the seven key principles. And another thing too that I've learned from Grant is, there's enough money for everybody,
Mhm.
everybody. And that's where these partnerships are coming up, because there's a lot of groups that are kind of like, just stick with our group, only do business with our group. And
Right.
that's cool, but realistically, Coca-Cola or Pepsi didn't stop Coca-Cola. The any other, like the restaurants, Chick-fil-A didn't stop churches. Like, there's enough business for everyone. So in our group, we promote. We actually have a dedicated messengers. One of them is called third party events. And we encourage, hey team, if you know of any other groups, networking events, whether it's a BNI or a chamber, or post it there, because we want to get our members in front of more people, right? The bigger the more contacts, the more contracts. That's the way it is. So we
Mhm.
encourage that. So we have partnerships with MBX. MBX is they have about 7 to 8 meetings a week, virtually and in person. We're officially partners, so everyone that's a part of the BNG has access to that at
Mhm.
no extra cost. We're also partnered up with HNP. HNP is another network, about 3,500 worldwide.
Mhm.
Through our network, they could get access to that. The Havana Boys Club, because we're
Well,
partnered up.
and those that don't know, HNP, that's Happy Neighborhood Project.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So there's only eight official partners. I'm one of them, and I actually, you know, when I went to the meeting and they're like putting everyone in breakout rooms, I didn't hit yes. I actually stayed. It was just me and the owner, Edwin. And I pitched them. I said, hey, this is what I'm doing with Grant Cardone. And I believe that this program will do amazing things in your network, right? That was at 10x, go all in 100%.
Mhm.
And I intrigued him, which led to several meetings. And now we're an official partnership.
And that's a great example right there, Robert, of going all in, right? If you got to figure out what's my goal and how am I going to get there, and don't let anything stop you, right? And if you see an opportunity, take it.
100%.
That's pure entrepreneurship right there.
Yeah, and that's something that with the Grant Cardone, I've always been risk, but there's always been like that hesitation. Grant, I've been training with the Grant for about 4.5 years. I've been a licensee for, I'm about to hit my third year. And what happens is when you train daily and you use Cardone University daily, you start to build calluses, you start to build muscle, you start to build mindset, you start to retweak the brain with different
Mhm.
neurons that when I speak, people are like, damn, okay, like you've changed. Or what do you do? Because you're not the average person that I'm used to talking to at a networking event.
Right.
That is what the BNG is all about. It's getting you from here to that other level. And there is another level in sales, guys. There's a whole other level. It's like business owners, they think that just because they've been doing it for 26 years, that they know everything. No, it's like a kid playing basketball all his life and then finally makes it to the NBA. Guess what? There's a whole other level in the NBA. And it doesn't matter how many championships or seasons you played in the NBA. What is the one thing that they're always doing on a daily basis, off season and in season? What is that? Training.
Okay.
100% training. So
Training till it becomes second nature and it changes the way you think.
it's training daily until you decide that you want to just leave the business, exit out, and just, at a later time. So we bring that training. So in the networking group, we provide accountability calls for those of you that work from home and you're like, oh, it's so easy for me to get distracted. That's part of the group coaching calls, all 10x, focused on follow-ups, handling objections, closing the deals, how to prospect, how to take control of the situation. We have that every first and third Like, and these are tools that we give access
Mhm.
to our members so they can maximize. We offer role play calls. So what's the biggest objection you get from prospects? What's that one objection?
Let's see, they're not sure yet.
They're not sure yet. So it's like,
Right.
what do you say? Hey, I completely understand you're not sure, but let me ask you this. Is it the pricing? Is it you don't think it's going to work for you? Or is it that you don't like me? Right? So what I'm doing is I'm trying to filter out because I'm not sure is just so general.
Exactly.
So it's teaching people how to funnel the real reason why. Well, it's the
Mhm.
pricing. I understand. Yeah, the pricing. Now, when we talk about the pricing, is it the entire price? Is it the down payment? Is it or the monthly price? Well, it's the monthly. Okay. So let me ask you this. Other than the monthly, is there any other reason why we're not moving forward to today? Well, I got to talk to my husband. Oh, see, that's a whole other objection. So that means they're not
Mhm.
fully sold. You're not solving the problem. So it doesn't matter if you lower down the price. So we teach that role
Mhm.
playing. So that way, when you are up there, you can see the gray areas and close the deal.
Right? Or not, so you know not to spend any more time and energy there.
Yeah. Well, at least you'll know where
What you're
they're
working
at,
with.
what you're working with, and
Yeah.
then the last step in the sales process is the follow up. 86% of the business is in the follow up. So we teach our members how to do that, right? How to follow up. If you're just calling
Mhm.
people all the time, eventually they're just gonna be like, dude, I don't want to answer this. He's constant nag, chasing. No, 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 no.
Uh-huh.
But what information did I gather? What information can I give them to provide value? So again, we're getting more into the coaching side, but again, we incorporated that with our networking group so our members can make more money. And you know what? You know what
Mhm.
happens when members make more money?
Everybody gets to make more money.
Everyone's making money because they're like, oh, I made this. Now I could afford your product. Oh, I'm making money. Now I'm happier. I have more confidence. I want to invite more, right? So now you can give more money to the IRS. You give more money to your church. You give more money to the homeless guy that was asking for it. Like
The tide rises all,
the
right?
tide, which goes back to principle number one, teamwork. So yeah, we could get really deep. And originally I had told you 30 minutes, but you got me
I
pumped.
got you
Let's
going.
go. Let's
And
go.
I'm loving what I'm hearing. What an amazing group. And it has a lot of different perks that really help round out the business owner, right? So they can be the best version of themselves in addition to being the best business owner that they can be.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, if you guys are looking, I don't know if I could do my call to action.
Oh, please do.
Yeah,
I was about
let's
to ask you
go.
for it.
So we're looking for people. There's a lot of information that we gave right now, and I mean we've been on it for 42 minutes. But if you are a business owner or a business professional and you like those 7 key principles, you're looking to level up in your business, you're looking to compress time but get the max out of it, then I encourage you because we are looking for trades, we're looking for insurance, we're looking for health professionals and everything in between. So like right now I don't have a professional person that does like embroidery and t-shirts. I don't have anyone. I don't have a online personal trainer, right? I want an online and an in person, but online it just we're business owners. We can't always make it to the gym, but if I could get you on my phone, I can compress time and still work out. So
Mhm.
if you guys are interested, send me a text. I'm a text guy. Send me a text. Put your name, what company, and that you're interested.
Well, so Robert, drop that in chat so that they can just click on it and call you. Drop that in the chat. Definitely. Let's share that because, meeting people in their favorite form of communication. I'm a big text message fan myself. If you text me, I can get back to you pretty quick. If you leave me a voicemail, I may not find time to listen to that voicemail for hours or till the end of the day. But text messages are quick, immediate, and we can glance at it and then go on from there real fast. So I love that.
Awesome. And I just hit the comments. I do apologize to Brian. Let's see, Alan, and a few others that were responding. I'm just now seeing it that you're interacting. So I take full responsibility. But yes, Brian, thank you so much. Let's see, we got Alan. Thank you so
We have
much.
those veteran nonprofits I was telling you about. There
There
it
you go.
is.
There you go.
So not only business owners, but you said you're also encouraging nonprofits to come hang out. So that's a
Definitely.
great space to be in. You know what, Robert, drop your phone number in the private chat and we'll make sure we get that out to everybody also, because we want to make sure they can reach out. If this sounds like you and this sounds like your kind of group and the kind of people you want to hang out and your kind of tribe, and you're ready to upskill and work with other marketers and other professionals, nonprofits, business owners, all that to kind of upskill together, this sounds like a great way to go. I'm loving it. I'm really, really enjoying your group. And now I'm thinking about partnerships and who I need to introduce you to. And I'm thinking there's some uh, definite people in my connections that we want to introduce you to,
There you
Robert.
go. Yeah.
So I am looking forward to that. Some of the networking people that love to network and hold events, right? Got people asking about the membership costs and things. I'm assuming that's all on the website. So we'll send them
Yeah.
straight to the website for that.
I'm very transparent with the price because that's something that people always wait to the end. And rather than people listen to what you're saying, they're like, okay, how much is it going to cost me? It sounds too good to be true, right? Just get it out of the way. And I apologize. I should have just said it at first. So a membership is $149 a month. If you
Mhm.
want the sales training, it could go from 229 to 269, depending how long, right? So before we would have the members pay up front, which we still recommend 10% off, but this now gives access to everyone, right? It
Mhm.
gives access to everyone where it's like, if you can't afford 149 for your business, there's something missing. Either you're not
Well, and you
fully
might want to look at where you are spending that money, right? And where do you choose to allocate your business expenses and what's important to you and what are you getting back out of it? Right? You
absolutely
might be trying something, you're like, this isn't working. So I'm continuing to pour more money down it and it's not getting me the result I want. Maybe you want to step back a little bit instead of investing in that.
100%.
Invest in the sales training, invest in a group like Robert's where they've got the accountability, right? You've got the sales training, you've got the networking, right? There's lots of different options in there that'll help, with increasing your business or whatever your goal is with your nonprofit, bringing in more donors, whatever that goal is.
If you can put my phone number on the chat, because on my end it's not allowing me to.
Well, so I was going to, but I don't see it in private chat. Can you drop that in
Oh
private
yeah,
chat
yeah.
for me?
Let's go. And I'll tell everyone too. 512
There you go.
363 6038. But people need to see it to
They
believe
need
it.
to see it because it's easier to remember things when you see it. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm a visual person, so I am the same way. So we're going to drop that in chat. So we're going to say
Drop it.
to, text Robert and once again, that's 512 363 6038. That's coming through in the comments right now. So there's his number. Go ahead, reach out to him. If this sounds like something you want to get involved in, check out the website, do a little research on it. Reach out to him and say, hey, let's have a one-on-one. You seem like a really cool dude. You do all those really like cool gang signs and stuff. So
That's how
we're
you
going to
do it.
have fun. We're going to get along well. I love what you're doing, Robert. And thank you so much for coming on and sharing with my viewers what you're up to. And if you didn't get that contact information from, go ahead and reach out. We'll get it to you one-on-one. Don't worry. We're all about
Yeah.
sharing. If I put it on, there we go.
There you
Text
go.
Robert. There it is. It's on the screen right now.
Yeah. Just
512 363 6038. Reach out to him and talk to him a little bit more about what he's doing. I'm loving this. There's a lot of networking opportunities out here. This is another fantastic option. Take advantage of it. Reach out and find out more about what's going on. I love your principles. I love what you're doing with this. Thank you so much, Robert.
no,
Any
thank
last
you.
tidbits you want to share with us before we sign out?
So I always tell people there's two things you'll never lose money on. Two. And that's in your business and that's in yourself. So don't ever let money be a barrier to that. Invest in your business and invest in yourself all day. That's what I want to end off with.
There it is. Absolutely. So this is something you want to do, reach out. And this once again, you say, thank you, Robert, for coming in to play. And we'll see you again next time because I have a feeling you're going to come back and play with us again.
We need to come back. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. Well, so thank you so much. And I am Christine Dean, your DFW Networking Diva, connecting you to who you want to know. If this is something that you want to talk more about, you want to interested in talking about your sales, your marketing, networking, all that kind of stuff. This is your entrepreneurial stuff. Reach out and let's have a conversation. As always, we're here to help. And if you want to be on the show, go ahead and reach out, send me an email at diva@dfwnetworkingdiva.com, and let's get you some more visibility for what you're doing. If you're doing good in the world, we want to go ahead and share that and let more people know about it. Y'all have a fantastic day.